Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jory, and if you didn't know that, now you do. Hi, hello. Nice to meet you. Okay, so I was laying in bed today and I was literally like, I'm ready to edit. And then I think you have no video to edit. So I'm filming one right now. I'm so sorry if this is a rushed video. Hopefully it doesn't seem like that. But now that I've mentioned that, it probably is. It's not meant to come out that way. But I'm totally just going to be telling a story time today about me getting casted for Disney. Yeah! This is kind of gonna be a long story, so if you want to sit down, grab your popcorn, have some hot chocolate, go ahead. If you don't like these long stories or you're not really into them, this one's kind of going to be quite a wee bit long, and there's like no tea being spilled here. Sorry, but thanks for coming over. But anyways, for you that have decided to stay, let's get started. So this started a while back when about 2 months ago my agent texted me saying,
hey, Disney's casting right now, so if you want to send in your like measurements and like a face pic and a whole body pic, please send them ASAP.
and I, you know, before work I just like quickly shot some pictures, measured myself and sent it over to her. And yeah, I like totally forgot about it until like 2 weeks later when she texted me again saying,
hey, you have been selected to do the Disney movie.
I was like, what? Because I have applied for quite a few, well, not a lot, but like whenever I do, I often get a no for it. So this was like a, not a first, but it was one of like a big yes to me. So I was like, okay. And I was at dinner with my mom and my brother, and then she was like,
yeah, wardrobe fitting is tomorrow afternoon, so please let me know ASAP if you can make it.
and the only thing is that the wardrobe fitting was 3 hours away. It was in a different city, and I had to drive all the way down there for 3 hours, like the following day. And I was like, okay. But I made an exception because I was like, Disney, you know. Luckily enough, I didn't have work the next day, and I hit up one of my friends. I was like, hey, are you like free tomorrow? Because I didn't really want to travel into like a city that I've never really explored alone. Like I've only been in that city once, and that was with my family, and that was like 8 years ago. So it's kind of like iffy going there by myself and not really knowing anything about it. Luckily she was like, yeah, like let me come along, like, you know, like we haven't hung out in a while. And I was like, then it settled. So we drove over there the next day, and we drove to the city, and it was quite nice. Like the weather was nice and everything, like no snow or anything, and the sun was brightly shining. Amazing weather, which we, in my city that I live in, we don't get very often. We drove there, and then we arrive at the place. I go into this like I don't know if you guys have been to Canadian Tire, but it's basically just like a really big store, but it's not like a store anymore. There's like offices and walls inside it kind of thing. And I spoke to the guy up the front, and I was like, hey, like I'm here to do a Disney wardrobe fitting today. And he was like, what? And then I was like, you guys are like doing Disney, right? And then he was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, yeah, so I'm here for the wardrobe fitting. And then he's like, do you know what character you're playing? And I was like, no, I don't really know. Like I didn't really get too much information. I just was told to come to this wardrobe fitting. And then he's like, okay, like let me get the stylist or whatever. And then so she comes and she's like,
oh, I recognize you. I just don't think you're supposed to be into it.
And I was like, oh, what do you mean? And then I texted my manager. I was like, hey, like I just arrived, thank you so much. And then she was like,
what do you mean? Like it's on November 9th.
and this was like 2 weeks before November 9th. What? And then she's like,
oh my god, like blah 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 blah, like I'm so sorry, like I said tomorrow afternoon, like I totally didn't mean that.
And this was also the day of Halloween, so I really wanted to go trick-or-treating, but like it was totally fine because like this was a treat more than a trick for me. I was like, oh well. So she was like,
okay, like let me pay for your gas, like I'm so sorry, like I totally gave you the wrong information about it.
So she transferred me some money from my gas, which is like totally was uncalled for, but like totally amazing of someone to do that. Even though it was their mistake, it was still a kind thing to do. So my friend and I just went to a like Chinese buffet after and then drove home. I forgot about it all for a week, and then I found out that the filming day was the day that I had work. And you know, you had to like cancel those shifts like 2 weeks prior to the actual date. And I was like talking to like, she's not my manager, but like we had no manager at the time at our store, so she was kind of like the acting manager. So I was like, hey, so, and then she's like, I was like, I was kind of a bit triggered. And then I talked to one of my fellow coworkers and I was like, yeah, like she's not letting me do it. Like she said I had to cancel it like 2 weeks prior. Like she was telling me how schedules were made 2 weeks before, blah blah blah. And I was like so upset about it that I was literally on like the edge of like having my tears falling out at the store because I was so pissed that day. And then she was like
you only get this chance like once in a lifetime.
And I was like, well, there's nothing you can like there's nothing I can do about it unless like I call in sick, and that's what I was planning to do. So I totally forgot to mention, but there are 2 acting managers. The one before was not the one that was in the following day, if you guys know what I mean. So let's call the first one A and let's call the second one B. So A was the one I talked to that day, and she was like, and then so I was like, B, please let me go. Like this is totally like an opportunity, and like I didn't know I was gonna get casted 2 weeks prior to it, like blah blah blah. And then she was like,
yeah, totally, like I got you covered. Like this has been like one of the most exciting things that has happened to our store. So like, yeah, go, follow your dreams.
And I was like, I was literally like so shocked to hear such supportive and kind comments, and like I could not be thankful enough for the people who have pushed me. And then manager A was like, I was set in the fitting room, I was working in the fitting room that day, so she came over to me and she was like, and I was like, yeah, like I already got casted for it, like the filming is the following week. And then she was like, even though like A makes the schedule, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, I was literally trying to tell you that yesterday, but like you can't really speak to your managers like that, so I was kind of just like, oh, thanks. But instead I was like, I was literally trying to tell you that yesterday. I was so thankful for this coworker that like talked to A about it and talked to B about it also, and just like cut that ship on loose. So I'm super thankful. Me, if you're watching this. Anyways, so comes the day of the actual filming date. I get a notification the night before the actual day saying you need 3 pieces of ID. So I was like, okay. Like I went to the store, printed out ID, and got all my information, put them in a bag, and they were all ready to go the following day, because my call time the following day was at 9:30, so I'd have to leave at around 5 a.m. to actually get to the actual filming location in time, considering like traffic and like moves running around. And so I got everything printed out, like all my identification, all the things I needed. I like packed an extra sweater and everything, and I totally forgot to dye my hair black. So when I went to the wardrobe fitting, they fitted me the clothes and they gave me a 1920s haircut. So if you guys might notice, my hair is a wee bit shorter, but I think it actually looks pretty good on my face, so I think I might keep it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I totally had to dye my hair black because it was kind of like reddish before. She was like,
yeah, you're just gonna have to dye this black. I'm so sorry to cut your hair and like to make you dye it, but like
And I was like, yeah, like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I didn't really mind, like, hair grows back and like you can re-dye hair. So I got everything printed out the night before, and I got my mom to dye my hair the night before. And so my hair is ultra black now. And I found out that I was playing the paper boy for the film, so which was super exciting. I was like, I'm a paper boy. So that was quite exciting. And yeah, and now comes the following film day. I've probably been like rambling on it. I don't know if you guys are catching up, but like if you are, then props to you. I wake up at like 4, and then I got ready because it usually takes me about like an hour max to get ready, from like shower to getting dressed up and like out the door, like an hour. So I woke up at 4 and got ready, like ate my breakfast. And well, I didn't really have much of breakfast that day because I wanted to kind of keep a lean figure, even though I was wearing like 10 pounds of like baggy clothes. Didn't really make sense. I ate, I took a shower, got dressed up, and then left the house at around 5, which is usually the time my mom also leaves for work. So we both left at around the same time, and I stopped by some Tim Hortons to get me some espresso shots. Kind of need it when you're going on a long drive. And so I started driving, and it, like, the roadway was like a straight road. It was sort of in a different location, so it's not a location that I've driven to before, and it's so beautiful on the way there. It's like all farms and everything, and like the sun was shining. Well, the sun wasn't shining, the sun started to shine, and you can just see the early morning frost, and it was the most beautiful thing ever. Except if you drink too much coffee, you end up wanting to pee. So I literally had to hold in a pee for like 2 hours before I even found a gas station, which I like refilled my gas, went to the bathroom, and then so yeah, like it was all fixed. And then I got there at around 8:45, which is so good because my call time was at 9:30, so I was there super early, which is better than being late, which I always am late to everything. So I get there, and then I pull up into this parking lot, and it looks so amazing in there. If you guys, the location was sort of like like an older kind of era. Think Vampire Diaries location scenes. You know what I mean? So it kind of looked like that. Like all the stores were like that, and like very vintage, kind of like really old but beautiful kind of look to them. I'm not really making sense here, but keep up with me. So I get there, and then I pull up to this parking lot, and this guy's like, hey, like, are you here for the shooting? No, the Disney shooting, the film shooting, the film. So I pull up to the parking lot, and then this guy was like, hey, like, are you here for the Disney shooting? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm supposed to be at parking lot D, and I don't really know what that is. He's like, oh, perfect, like, you arrived at the exact spot. And I was like, oh, Jesus. So he told me to just park my car right beside this other car and just wait for a shuttle to come. And I was like, a shuttle? Fancy. So I waited for the shuttle to come, which it eventually came. I didn't really know what a shuttle was at the time. And so a shuttle is basically a minibus. So I got into the shuttle because cars weren't allowed on the actual film set, which was so beautiful. And we weren't really allowed to film in the set, but on the way there I did get a few clips, which I am going to be inserting right now.
Give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow.
So it was a very beautiful place, and the shuttle took us up the top of the mountain, and I got at the actual set at around 9, which gave me enough time to put on my clothes and be done by 9:15, and I was all ready to go. Like, they did my hair a little bit and then put a sunscreen on my face. I think that's it, really. Yeah, that was it. And then I changed clothes and everything, and everyone was there, and it was kind of awkward because no one was really talking, and I was kind of like, yeah, no one was really talking, and it was so awkward. But their food, so I was honestly just munching on granola bars and Gatorade Gatorade and granola bars. But there was stuff like sandwiches and like donuts, and like it was perfectly fine. Like, everyone was so kind, and yeah. So my call time was supposed to be at 9:30, but with filming you just don't really know like the actual time you're gonna get out, and we actually did not end up filming till like 11:45, which was like 2 to 3 hours worth of wait. Like 11:45 to 12ish, we didn't start filming till then. And let me tell you what happened when I was waiting, because that was a long time. So my agent, when she sent us the email about like the whole Disney like shebang, she was like, please bring something to do because you are gonna get bored and you don't know when you're gonna get called up. And I was like, but 9:30. She said 9:30. This was my first movie that like I ever filmed, so I didn't really know like what is like gonna happen. And so I didn't really bring anything to do other than my phone, which they took away. They took everyone's phone away because like no exposing Disney. So they took everyone's phone away, and I didn't really have anything to do. And like there was like a few tables, and everyone was kind of just keeping to themselves, kind of thing. Not everyone was talking, I guess. There was this one table though with like this guy and like this family, and they were like all talking, having a good time, and everyone else was kind of just either reading a book, listening to that table, or minding their own business. And I was kind of just one of those people who was minding their own business because I don't really want to bother anybody. I mean, if you're reading a book, I'm not gonna really disturb you, I guess. You know, like I don't know, and I'm not really the type of person to kind of interrupt a conversation and be like, hey, what you guys talking about? Yeah. Like I tried to smile so that I look more approachable, but that didn't really work. So I was so bored to the point of where I was wearing cowboy boots kind of look, and there were holes in them, like really teeny tiny holes, and I remember I was counting them one by one. Like I literally had nothing to do. I didn't really want to eat because I wasn't too hungry, and like I just had breakfast and like a ton of coffee, and I don't really want to keep going back to the bathroom. So I literally was just counting holes in my shoe, and that thinking about that, like I'm so bad at socializing. I'm usually not bad at socializing. I like talking to people, interacting with people, and just getting to know people and making friends. But today was not the day. I was dead silent. Like an hour passes by, and then this guy pulls up and he's like, hey, like, how are you? Like, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah. And so I finally made a friend to talk to because that was literally the most boring part of my life. I mean, like, you get paid to wait, I guess, but I didn't really have nothing to do. So when I made a friend, like, I was like, you are my friend, because no one really wanted to talk to, well, me. But I don't know, do I not look approachable? Anyway, like, so like we started talking, and then he was kind of just like my friend for the whole day. And then so we started going over to the actual filming, like set, and it was rehearsal. And then so we rehearsed for like 15 minutes, I guess, like assigning our roles. What do you need to do so that you're ready for the actual like action. After 15 minutes of rehearsing, we did get called over for lunch. They had like this buffet with like lots of veggies and fish, which he thought was chicken. So you know, we ate, and then eventually we waited for around like 5 minutes before we got called back to the set to actually film what we were supposed to do. and it was so intense. Like there was like a big water tank and they were like making the ground all wet. It was so cool, like all the process that went into it and how much people it takes to just film one scene. Like that's crazy. That was so intriguing for me. It was just so fun. It did take about like 30 minutes just to like do the same thing, and my role was to pick up this like push cart and put it in like beside the wall and walk into like a barn. And so I had to do that like 30 times because they were like cut, 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 action, 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 you know what I mean? So they were doing that for quite a while, but I mean, like, I totally don't mind. Like, it was so fun. It was such a blast. I had such a fun experience. And yeah, and then after that, nothing really happened. The shuttle took us back to the parking lot, and then me and my friend hung out for a bit, and then I headed home. I don't know if I'm allowed to like disclose any information about like any movie like title or like description about it, so I'm not going to do that just because I'm not trying to get sued. But I will update you guys when anything else happens. If I get any information, I will update you guys. So make sure to follow me on my social media so that you guys know what is going on, and I will put the links down to my social media down below. Yeah, that was kind of it. It was like a quick process. Like I heard they held a big audition at this like really tiny city, and there was like it took them 4 hours just to even like get in the actual building to like audition. And I was just sending in my pictures, which was kind of crazy, and I didn't really know how to book it, like what they saw, but like, you know, we're background for Disney. That's pretty cool. Well, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed my mini story time. I'm like so sorry this took so long. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.